Hello, guys. This is the Turnaround Podcast, Ex Critics, and today I'll be discussing things that are very, very important. Never you in this life look down on anybody, no matter who the person is, whether you're a rich person, whether you are average, whether you are in a position or anything. Do not look down on anybody. You see, life is a stage, and every one of us, we are in that stage. I'm going to break it down. The person who you are looking down today, you might wake up tomorrow and that person is no longer in that place you thought that person is. Why? Because you don't know if that person is in a stage or is undergoing a challenge. Why do I say this? Sometimes in life, we human beings, there's what we call stage that every human being has to go through. Some of you call it suffer, but it is not suffer, it is called a stage. Before you enter the stage you are today, there were a particular stage you were. Before you entered that stage, there were a particular stage you were before you entered that stage. And let me break it down for you. Every stage, every challenge is meant to be conquered. And when we talk about stage doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be a stage of suffering. It can be a stage where you needed to learn something to go to the next stage. It can be a stage whereby you need to go through heartbreak. It can be a stage whereby you need to be broke. It can be a stage whereby you need to enjoy in a particular period, because there's going to be a time where you're going to go through a drought season, and that thing that you have enjoyed has to be your motivation to put you back on track. But the main problem we have today is many people still stay in that stage, and many people try to run away from that stage. Some people try to fast forward themselves out of that stage. Every situation you find yourself is building you for something that you did not know about or you did not prepare about. This is why Andrew Tate said you must suffer and enjoy the sufferness. When you begin to find ways to go away from that sufferness, when you begin to find a way to fast forward that sufferness, you refuse to learn what you're supposed to learn in that stage to help you in the next stage. Sometimes I tell myself when I look at everything, I say, God, I thank you for everything that has happened. Because if those things have not happened, how would I gain more knowledge? If you forfeit your suffering and everything you have gone through your life, who do you think you be? You can never become a person or know yourself without understanding your suffering, your lesson, and your pain. The thing is, most people quickly forget the pain. They quickly forget it because they have left that stage, but they forget that every lesson you learn in life is a fuel to push you to the other stage. Sometimes you needed to be in a bad relationship in order for you to value a good relationship. Sometimes you need to be in a good relationship. You don't know if you're going to meet a bad relationship, so that you will not categorize everybody to be like that. Because sometimes in life, when people pass through pain, they feel like everybody is the same. No. Sometimes you need to go through things. Sometimes you need to be accused wrongly. Sometimes you need to be broke. These are stages in life. And guess what? You can never remain in that stage. And when you are going to leave that stage that you are, you will not even know it happened. Sometimes you needed to learn a lesson of why you were broke. Now, let me bring this. When people say they are broke, when you get broke or when you are broke, the main important thing is not to start rushing on how to learn how to make money or to make money. I see many people make this mistake. When they go broke, or they have a system in their life where they are financially down, they can't pay rent, they can't do so many things, they begin to focus only on how to make money and forget to develop themselves. If you run out of cash or finance, or you are down in finance, and you started thinking about making money and you start making that money, there is this 80% to 90% possibility chance that if you make that money again or make more than that money, you are going to go back to being broke again. Do you know why? Because you have refused to learn, to develop yourself, to notice that thing that got you broke, to notice that thing that made you remain down. This is why when you are thinking about making money when you are down, you also have to think about developing yourself. Even developing yourself is much more important than trying to look for that money. Do not look down on anybody. Do not ever try that in your life, because the person you might be looking down today might be that they are almost going to be done with the stage of the life they have at that moment, and they're about to scale into the next stage of their life. And you'd be like, a few years ago, a few months ago, this person was like this, and all of a sudden, boom. Because you need to understand that life is a stage. Whatever place you find yourself now, that is the stage you are. You think Aliko Dangote, Elon Musk, all these men, they are not going through stages. They go through stages. It's just that their own stages is literally different from your own stages. But you can never remain in that stage you are if you keep developing yourself. As far as you keep developing yourself, you see, one thing people fail to understand about self-development and developing yourself and growth, when you begin to develop yourself, you don't need to start looking for financial this and all that. It comes to you naturally because money follows value, money follows consistency, wealth follows what has pattern. So understand that the stage you are right now in your life is only a stage. And guess what? When you're moving to the next stage, it is not everybody you will move with the next stage. It is only those that believe in you that you're going to move with. So now that you are in this stage, do not forget anything. Remember every faces. Remember everybody. Remember every word that was said to you. Remember everyone that doubted you. Remember everything they said to you at your back. Remember how you were treated. Remember that stage, because when you leave this stage, you might forget what people have done to you. But do not forget, keep that in your memory. Remember every faces. This is Critics, the $40 million brand.